Welcome back to That Handicapping Show. I'm Claire Novak, joined once again by Tom LaMarra. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of races at Saratoga. Of course, we'll take a look at the Woodward. But we could not go without looking at the Bernard Baruch. And why is that, Tom?
The return of Wise Dan.
Wise Dan! Yay! Finally! The long-anticipated return of the two-time Horse of the Year who's coming back from colic surgery. May 16th colic surgery. He won 2 Grade 1 races earlier this season, both repeats in races he had won last year. But Charlie Lopresti is looking at getting him back into form here in the Bernard Baruch. So the question is he the same horse since the colic surgery happened? And we're going to find out.
I can't answer that. We'll find out on Saturday. On paper, obviously he looks much the best. He actually landed in a pretty good spot, I think. It's a competitive group, but not a great group, So I think class-wise he stands out. There are 2 main track only horses in this race, so obviously if the race is on the grass, these horses don't run. Lee is one of them, and Red Rifle. But Lee is not entered in the Woodward, which is on the same program.
Interesting.
So I don't know, but I believe the weather's supposed to be okay, and I would imagine that this race will stay on the turf.
Stay on the grass, yes. One thing that Charlie had said, and the way that Wise Dan has gotten beat in the past, is if a horse can go out to the lead and steal the race on the front end. Now, one thing we have seen with Wise Dan coming off of layups is that he can be a little bit rank early on, but he usually does end up getting settled down. Johnny Velasquez has kind of figured out how to wrangle him in those early stages of the race, which might not actually look so pretty, but has gotten the job done to get him some wins earlier coming off of layups. So I guess the horse that you would be looking at would be somebody who does have some early speed, who maybe has a chance to get out there and steal it.
There is one horse here, I think, that should improve from his last start. And again, this is a race that I'll probably just watch and enjoy. I don't really intend to bet this race, but Syed, I think, who ran 5th in the 4-star Dave, but it was a really good race. I believe it was a course record for a mile. He was near the pace, then he grabbed the lead, fought hard, was beaten by Seek Again, Grand Arch, Jack Milton, and another horse. But I think, the mile and the 16th, Wise Dan's really, he can be a front runner, but he can also rate, which he's done, and I think Syed may be the danger in this race.
All right, and another horse that I would take a look at is 5 Iron. He's shown some early speed in his previous races, including back when he won the Fort Marcy, which is a grade 3. I think, in this race, you also have Boisterous. Don't forget about him, who was a grade 1 winner last year for Shug McGahee. Hasn't been able to get this graded stakes victory back since transferring to Todd Pletcher for his new connection, Gary Barber. But like we said, if any of these horses have a chance to step up and beat him, it's going to be in this race when he's vulnerable. Hasn't run since Derby Day and coming back off that surgery. So I don't know. There's a lot in there that you could choose from to try to beat him.
Yeah, I think if you're absolutely anti-Wise Dan.
Who could be anti-Wise Dan?
For betting purposes. We're talking to the better. For betting purposes.
I forget sometimes.
If you're anti-Wise Dan, I think you would find value in the race, personally.
All right. Are we done with that one?
We are.
Okay, moving on to the Woodward, which is the very interesting spot. Moreno, It's My Lucky Day rematch from the Whitney. Of course, those two finished 1-2. Moreno finally getting the big win that he'd been looking for. He kind of had this reputation as a really tough speed horse who just got outrun in the final strides. He would fight on, but ended up losing the big races. Well, he didn't lose in the Whitney. He won, which of course made trainer Eric Gio extremely happy. And Eric now is talking about tossing his hat in the ring for Horse of the Year honors if Moreno could win this race, win the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and win the Breeders' Cup Classic. A lot riding on
Quite
Moreno.
A bit riding on that.
Yeah.
He is a very good horse, and actually even when he's lost, with the exception of the Met Mile, which I would just draw a line through, he's actually run really well. And he was pretty hot around this time last year too. The horse was, and I wouldn't discount him at all. again, you would think that he would get the lead here again. Interesting race here, though, because you have 3 equipment changes here. It's My Lucky Day, Long River, and Nuremberg are all blinkers on in this race. So you're kind of left to see, or left to guess, how that will impact the way these horses run. I thought It's My Lucky Day ran a fine race in the Whitney. He would be on my ticket. Moreno, like I said, I think he's in the zone right now. I would use him. Micromanage, winner at 1 3/4 miles last time, but 2 for 2 at Saratoga, and I think on his best day, he can beat this type of horse, and I think that he does like the racing surface. What really interested me was that Javier Castellano jumps on Nuremberg for Shug McGahee. He rode Last Gunfighter before 3 times, and who else did he ride? Micromanage in the Birdstone, which was the 1 3/4 race.
That he won, impressively.
Just an interesting horse. Again, 2 for 2, likes the distance, been training really well at Fairhill. Those are the 4 horses that I like in the race. But I think, for value purposes, I think Nuremberg might be worth a shot.
And that's a very interesting opinion, because I had been looking at the Brisnet speed figures and saw how well Micromanage measures up against this field. He does across the board, so definitely a horse you might want to take a look at. I'm also going to take a look at Zevo, who rides a 6-race winning streak in here. This is a horse who stepped up out of New York bred competition and won the Suburban last time out by 3 lengths with a good inside rally. He's just a really classy runner, and Chad Brown has done a great job with him. So I'm going to take a look at including him, but I'm going to stick with It's My Lucky Day and Moreno. Those were 2 of the horses that I had in the Whitney. Or maybe I had It's My Lucky Day and We'll Take Charge and somebody else. I think Palace Malice, who disappointed me. I think that was who it was. Moreno, like we said, he is a really classy horse, and he's proven that. So that's where I'm going to go. Right. Very excited for It's My Lucky Day to have come back in really good form, and can't say enough about Eddie Place's training job, getting him back to the races and back to top company. So,
I would probably myself invest some straight money on Nuremberg, but like for the horizontal bets, say for the pick 3s and the pick 4, I would use It's My Lucky Day, Micromanage, Moreno, and Nuremberg.
All right, well, those are 2 great stakes races coming to you from Saratoga as the meet there winds to an end, but plenty of excitement on that card, including the Forgo, the Prioress, busy Saturday.
Misbehavior in the Priors.
Oh, there you go. Bet of the day. All right, well, as always, we thank...
Yes, it is, actually.
Is it really?
For me.
Okay, well, let's run to the windows. Thanks, as always, to Briss for the PPs, and thank you for watching The Handicapping Show.